Declan Rice, though, Dave, where do you see him going? Because obviously he's gone out, if he does leave, he's gone out on a high at West Ham, linked to 2 or 3 different teams, and arguably would strengthen any midfield in the Premier League. So what are your thoughts on Declan Rice?
Yeah, it seems as though obviously Arsenal are in the best position to pick Rice up. And I mean, all the paper talk and the rumours are that they're sort of in pole position for him. I think there's a couple other teams maybe in the league who'd be probably interested in him, but maybe not in the best position financially, one of them being Chelsea and one of them being Man United.
There you go. I was waiting for that. Ten Hag's fuming, isn't he, apparently, about that specifically?
Yeah, and rightfully so. You know, I think there's so much frustration going on at the club at the minute, but I think he'll be brilliant for Arsenal. I think he would offer them a lot of obviously solidity in that area of the pitch. Obviously, the foundations that they will have, and you think about his age as well. It's perfect. The sort of profile that they're looking for, somebody to come in and be a leader as well. And obviously, what he did for West Ham, he was one of the best midfielders in the league last year, and that is something that Arsenal desperately need. And obviously, we've mentioned Xhaka and Partey look like they're going out the door. It's going to open up a position for him that's his for the taking, really, and he'll be a fixture of their project going forward. And I definitely something that Arsenal need to address. If they're letting those 2 players leave, then clearly they've got something lined up and they've got plans in place, and it does look like that. You know, he's their number 1 priority. So we'll see what happens to that.
Here's one for you. Now, I'm willing to go out on a limb here because in a minute we're going to talk about me getting things right in the past. So when I get this wrong and you put it on Instagram in the future, that's fine. But I'm going to say Declan Rice not going to Arsenal. Declan Rice, Manchester City. I see it. Replacing Gundogan. Honestly, I reckon late doors, Gundogan signs for Barcelona, and then Man City go, okay, we need our replacement. We'll give you 90 million and Calvin Phillips, we'll have Declan Rice. And West Ham go, that's better than 80 million from Arsenal. Do you think Rice and Rodri don't play together? Rice can be a much more advanced midfielder. We saw it for West Ham this season. Actually, I think Rice is more of a number 8 in the kind of Ilkay Gundogan, not Ilkay Gundogan, just like Gundogan, rather than more of a 6 like Rodri.
I see what you're saying. He's nowhere near technically as good as Gundogan. Gundogan's on another level.
And you're going to send it to Pep Guardiola. Dave. And I also think actually he might be.
Well, I think, do you know what? I think the Declan Rice disrespect, because he's English, everyone seems to think his fee's inflated slightly. But as soon as he was linked to a move to, say, Bayern Munich, I think everyone suddenly went, actually, he might actually be pretty good. And again, linked to City, I think if he did move there, he would enhance his reputation and make people see him for what he really is, because he's not had the chance to flourish with better players around him yet. And I think he will.
I know this is a different Arsenal side to the one that maybe we're used to over the last few years, but do you remember for years that they were supposedly after Wilf Zaha, and Crystal Palace just stood firm on their valuation and said, no, he's worth more than that to us. If you're not willing to pay it, we're not selling him. I think we could get down a similar road for that with Declan Rice, where Arsenal was supposedly have bid 80 million and West Ham are valuing him at 120. That's a massive gap to make up, particularly if Arsenal are looking to strengthen other areas of the squad. Whereas City, I think they'll pay that if they want him. I don't know. There's my shout. If I'm wrong, I think we'll laugh at me afterwards.
They're in a great position, West Ham, really. Has he got 2 years left on his deal still?
Yeah.
Well, they were in a great position until the owner came out and said, we're going to sell him this summer. That was a stupid thing to say. Because actually, I know it's only silly in a little social media clip, but there was a video going around the other day of a kid met Declan Rice in the park and said, where are you going to play next year? And he said, West Ham. I love West Ham. And all right, I've seen Delph say that. I've seen Grealish say that. It's fine. That happens. But when your owner comes out and says, we are going to sell them this summer, that knocks 10 million off the price, surely, because you know he's available. But if they can get a bidding war going, that's where you build it back up again. And I wonder if City will get involved in that. And you know what happens if City get involved in a bidding war? They tend to win.